You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by HauntedSiouxFalls.com. Ooh, you guys are going to miss that after this week, aren't you?
Very much.
I'll lay awake at night going,
Ooh. And
no one will hear it.
if anybody wants to get one of the final Haunted Sioux Falls Super Packs, reach out through HauntedSiouxFalls.com, and we'll see if we've got any left. They're getting down there, though. So,
It is a darn good deal.
It is. What you got there, Dan?
Well, let's see. Birthdays today, Simon LeBon, Duran.
Okay.
Okay.
He was a heartthrob.
Yeah.
Is that true, Heidi? I don't know.
I don't know.
He's hungry like the wolf.
I don't really know much about their whole band. I just know their
Really?
songs. Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm not really into the
And I
whole
heard-
band members
You
thing.
constantly surprise me, Heidi.
Don't I?
Constantly.
I know.
I heard an ad for
I'm
them
a
on
joy.
Casey Kasem, and it said Duran. I'm like, have we been saying it wrong this whole time?
No.
Might be.
Simon is 63.
Oh, nice.
From Monty Python. Still love this guy. John Cleese.
Oh, yeah.
Love John Cleese.
82.
Nice.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
He's a
Got his-
funny dude.
Still got his hand in the game. And one of the greatest presidents ever in the history of United States president, 26th U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt,
Yep.
born this day. He's a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't just make the cut because, whatever.
I just did an interview with him.
You've got to effort. Okay.
No, it was actually Aidan Quinn who plays Theodore Roosevelt in a new film.
This I knew.
Super cool, too.
Was 1938, this very day, the DuPont Company announces its new breakthrough synthetic fiber. Will be called and referred to forever and ever nylon.
Oh, I've heard of that
Oh,
before.
that's cool.
I didn't know nylon was bulletproof.
Pretty darn exciting.
Wait, that's not what you said?
No. This day, 1982, this is just crazy. This day, 1982, China announces its population has reached 1 billion. 1982, 1 billion. A lot of people. Today, 1.445 billion in China.
Nice.
Yeah, 80% of them make Nikes.
True story.
And talk about history. If I were to go into the teaching profession, I would teach history. I just would, because there's so much just wickedly weird stuff out there. I didn't know this until I stumbled over it just hours ago. This day in 1838, wrap your head around this, Missouri Governor Lilburn Boggs issues the extermination order. The order orders all Mormons to leave Missouri
Holy cow.
or be exterminated.
No
Holy
kidding.
cow.
I know, right? I read it, then I read it again, and I'm going, is this true? Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
That seems a bit harsh.
You think? Anybody else sitting around going, hey, look, Lilburn, maybe this ain't a great idea.
Alrighty then.
But on the upside, without that order, we probably wouldn't have, Utah.
Yeah, Salt Lake. Yeah. That's cool.
Isn't that just amazing?
That's very cool.
Insane.
Gather around, kids. Teacher Dan's got a little nugget for you here.
Wow.
All right. Well, I know,
Hey.
we all know. We just forge ahead here.
Gonna do that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part this week and final week by our friends at HauntedSiouxFalls.com.
In the past year, did you find yourself drinking more often? The stress of the last year had that effect on many people. If you're struggling to get back to normal and get the booze out of your daily routine, there is help. Time4Rehab.com would love to help you find the best option for you. There are many different programs. Time4Rehab.com will do our best to match you up with the program that will work best for your needs. Learn more at Time4Rehab.com. We want to help. Time4Rehab.com. That's Time4Rehab.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. And Dan, what do you find interesting on this weird and wild Wednesday?
Well, came across a little tidbit about, hey, life in the Midwest.
Yeah.
What was it costing 50 years ago?
Oh.
Yeah, and I, unfortunately, am old enough to, I was around 50 years
Sure.
ago, spent a little money. I just thought this was this was kind of nifty. Half century ago, we can zero in on the Sioux Falls area. 50 years ago, there was only a population of a little better than 70,000.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty tiny.
Where did we all come from? Holy
I don't
cow.
know. Think about it now. We're, I think, north of 200,000 people.
Yeah, in the Sioux Empire, yeah.
Something like that.
It's
Which
like 190
is
something in Sioux Falls alone.
Now, 50 years ago in Sioux Falls, say you hopped into a brand spanking new Plymouth, a Pontiac, a Mercury, whatever, stopped at a full-service neighborhood gas station, 39 cents a gallon.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
A gallon. So while you're getting that tank full, maybe you were dreaming about getting your brand new Dodge Charger, a little muscle car, maybe a little GTO, something like that 50 years ago. About $3,500.
Nice.
And I'm talking showroom new.
Oh my God.
It was a simpler time, Heidi.
That is true. That is true because I think it was 1970 or 71. My brother Oogie bought a new '69 GTO Judge Ram Air Special Edition, great car, and he paid $3,300 for it.
Nice.
Yeah, true story. Let's
That
see.
was a lot more money than back then than it is now.
Well, and
Heidi.
we're going to get to that because it is all subjective. And what
Right.
does that mean, really? For instance, you grab 50 years ago a postage stamp for 8 cents.
Right.
What are they now, 50 something?
Yeah.
Okay.
52? Did they just go up
Dollars
to
or cents?
51 cents?
And if maybe you were doing a little Christmas shopping, say you had a daughter, wanted to snag a brand spanking new Malibu Barbie, still in the box, $1.94.
Holy cow.
$1.94.
Go back and buy all this stuff.
If you were serious about saving up for a home, say a nice home, 2 or
Right.
3 bedrooms, maybe a bath and a half, kind of a decent place, maybe in the suburbs, on average, you could expect to get a mortgage for about $25,000.
Jeez.
But with rent 50 years ago running an average between $125 and $150 a month,
Yeah.
it really wasn't a bad idea to buy a house for $25,000.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this fun or what?
It is fun.
Keep in mind,
Very
50
interesting.
years ago, the average Midwest household income was $10,600
Okay.
a year.
In 1971.
Yeah, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
about
that, yeah.
10,600.
So when
All of a sudden.
you start looking at it like that,
Sadly, in radio, that's still the average.
I was going to say, that's actually high.
That's still reaching for that.
You're probably doing morning drive and you have billboards in town. So, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. It's funny looking at that stuff. I can recall I was going through box stuff when my mother passed a while back. And here was paperwork from the last family house we had, which I think was the 3rd house my parents bought. Anyway, it was western suburbs of Minneapolis, big corner lot, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, finished basement, whatever, pretty nice place. And I was stunned when I looked at it. My father paid $17,500 for
Oh,
that.
wow.
You look at the market now, and I
worth
picture
more
that
than that
house
now.
and where it is, and I'm going, probably $400,000.
Isn't that cool?
For what cost $17,500, 50 plus years ago.
There are people who did, like even in Sioux Falls, they bought their house 50 years ago, and now it's worth this ridiculous amount of money.
yeah,
And they look at, wow, look how much money I made on this.
Life marches on.
Yeah.
sure does.
Yeah, I found that interesting.
And
We
that
find it interesting.
is why we all refer to
Thanks,
this
guys.
as stuff Dan finds interesting. I'm John with a fun comparison. Some puppies are purebred and they cost more. Others are more affordable. And then there are free puppies. Nobody really knows where they come from, but they're free. In the advertising world, it's like that too. There are some super expensive ways to advertise if you can afford it. And there are some free things you've probably tried, but those dogs rarely work. Radio is kind of like that middle puppy. Affordable, will snuggle with you, and hopefully not pee on the rug. Radio advertising. Super affordable, a great investment, and man's best friend. Try it and let BetterResultsAdvertising.com bring your message to life. Time now for your morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Dan Farris, what do you got for me on this beautiful Wednesday?
That's so clever. Good.
I love Wednesday.
Because it's Wednesday, but we give something away, so we call it
Yeah, you win.
Wednesday. We focus group that.
Wednesday.
And it's trademarked, so don't
It should be.
don't be playing.
You should trademark that.
Good friends, and I love this so much. It is a free oil change. Perfect time of year to, getting into the stuff here. You're going to want to have the old vehicle checked out. Get it done. Tire Motive. Mike and Darren and the crew will take care of you. And that oil change is going to Janelle Zer.
There we go.
Congratulations.
Zer. Tire Motive right there on North Marion Road. Driven by service. Thank you very much. I did not know that Sioux Falls was involved in any of this madness.
Oh, what's that?
There I come across this story because I was actually invited. Hey, you should go to this meeting downtown. They're doing blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, I have zero interest in that. And then I looked into it. It's like, is this true? And it is. The city of Sioux Falls is partnering with the entire darn community to develop the Sustainability and Climate Action Plan.
Oh, wow.
Plan focuses on sustainability in these aspects of our community: natural systems, transportation and land use, energy and buildings, community vitality, and sustainable living, sustainable economy, and materials management and waste. It will also prioritize social equity and reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
Here we go.
So in other words, it's the hippie manifesto.
Yep.
And it's right here. And again, I had no idea. Now, here's the skinny. To align with scientific targets, the city of Sioux Falls has set the following greenhouse gas emission reduction targets to be included in this plan that is currently being developed. 45% emission reduction by 2030.
Which entails what?
Let's say 8.5 years. That's the thing. They're not saying.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of a big blanket statement?
Sioux Falls will have net zero emissions by 2050.
And
That's
just it. How do you go about that?
Now, these targets apply to both the community as a whole and local government operations. Many of the goals and strategies in the Sustainability and Climate Action Plan will be aimed at reducing emissions while achieving co-benefits of improving residents' health and well-being, saving money, creating jobs.
It's a lot of $5 words.
Yeah, creating jobs. Yep.
Yeah, this thing was written and put together by, I don't know, we're paying somebody to do this, and
Yep.
I'm going to look into it.
Okay.
I'm on
Appreciate
top
it,
of
honestly.
it.
Because this stuff aggravates me
It's
to
irritating.
no end.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just waiting for the day where I'll be parked at a stoplight or something, and somebody's going to rap in the window and go, excuse me, sir, we need to take your Mustang away.
Oh. Why?
Because of emissions.
Because it's got a big motor and you're actually burning gasoline. Sir, you're under arrest.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that day does not come.
Yeah, but I was a little surprised to go, what? Oh, Sioux Falls caught up in this? Holy cow, look at that.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Did I mention that
go.
Janelle Zer's got an oil change?
Yay!
Wednesday.
Get herself some nice spanking new fossil fuels in that vehicle.
That's exactly what it is.
Bang, bang. There you go.
Thank you, Dan. It
Sure
is
thing.
your morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls.
Many new students sign up for credit cards that are not very good. Have a conversation about how to properly use credit so they don't learn this lesson the hard way. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Want one that offers points? We have those. Want a card to help you build credit? We have those too. Bettercreditcards.com is designed to help you get a better credit card. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Back to the Basics in Healthcare with Balanced Life Chiropractic, and we have Dr. Harley joining us. How you doing, Dr. Harley?
Good morning, John. I'm doing great. How are you today?
I am fantastic, and a lot of folks are super excited for this weekend. We've got Halloween, ooh, but you know what? There are some things that kind of come with Halloween that are health-related. So let's talk first about, like, when people are out and about, I suppose they need to make sure they can see really well because they cover their face with a costume, and there could be, like, tripping hazards and stuff, couldn't there?
Yeah, there's always a tripping hazard, not just from like the mask, but also if they're wearing longer like clothes, maybe like a dress or something like that easy to trip over, different shoes for their costume, that kind of stuff. And it's dark, so maybe they're tripping on some of the pavement because they're not watching their feet. All those different things. Or parents, you're at your 20th house, you're ready to go home, you're tired. Because kids just want more candy, right?
Absolutely. And that's one of those things where having a good plan before you go out probably will help a lot there.
Definitely. You know, making sure you have like where you're going, having lights and stuff available so you can see where you're going, you have a plan of action. how long you're going to stay out. Do you have snacks, water, that kind of stuff, just to, make sure you're having a healthy and safe Halloween.
And you'd mentioned snacks, and a lot of people will be going out and getting all kinds of treats that night, but maybe don't eat only candy, right?
Probably not. There's a lot of refined sugar that will raise your blood sugar really fast, but also can cause it to crash really fast because they're not very complex sugars. So yeah, having granola bars or almonds or some sort of kind of healthy snack to keep the energy going, but not just binging on candy, because you're going to have a very bad tummy ache the next day and you won't be very happy.
Well, that's one of the things growing up. We had 2 kids, a son and a daughter, and we would always make sure that we would look through their candy. That's an important thing to do. But then I would always make sure if there was something suspect, like a Snickers or a Reese's peanut butter cup, I'd always make sure that was okay. And after I ate it, I was like, yeah, that one was fine. So
I'm sure your kids loved you. I mean, my parents definitely did that.
It's a dad tax. That's how that works.
Yeah.
But no, that's another thing that, when you're going out and getting candy, again, the nutrition part of health, you don't want to just eat candy, but you also want to make sure the candy you're getting is okay too, don't you?
Yeah, unfortunately, you got to make sure your kids' candy's safe, because there's some weird people out there that might give your kids like popcorn balls or something like that. Yeah, healthy snacks.
Well, and we just did a thing. Dan was telling us last week the number 1 candy for South Dakota, Halloween candy, is gummy worms. That just seems really weird to me.
Oh, really? I thought I saw one that said a Starburst.
Yeah, there's two surveys. One said Starburst, the other said gummy worms. But can you imagine I've never seen, they must have like single packs of gummy worms or something, because otherwise, wouldn't you just like reach in and here's a fistful of gummy worms? That does not seem like a sanitary thing.
That might be a little weird, yeah.
That would be a bit weird. So if people listening are going, you know what, I would like to chat with Dr. Harley about other health concerns, whether it has to do with Halloween or it could be other things too. How do they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, of course. I'd love to chat, and there's no wrong questions or weird questions. Love to answer any questions that people have, but they can reach out to our office at 605-215-1785 or shoot us a message on Facebook at Balanced Life Chiropractic.
And you can also find them online. Their website is balancedlifesd.com.
Merry Christmas! Oh, you're not ready for that yet. How about Happy Halloween? At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all of the fun holidays throughout the year with funny, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we have a gift idea for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out. Just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for the newsiest news we do. It's time for news with Dan Farris.
Shoe leather, I bang on desk, I demand answers. I do deliver news that you probably won't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what
unless,
we
of
love.
course, I read whatever paper you're reading this out of.
That is true. I'm not exactly a mainstream guy. And that's why I have that shiny trophy on my news.
Yes, you
Award-winning.
do.
Shall we travel down to Florida?
We should.
Yes.
Let's do that, because I found this story kind of amusing and somewhat uplifting. Dateline, Leesburg, Florida. People who win the lottery.
Yeah.
They usually kind of do the same stuff, going to maybe upgrade the home, shiny new vehicles, stuff like that. Recent winner of 1 million buckaroos in Leesburg, Florida. Young man who just won that money has a far more modest goal. Tops on the list for Mr. Brian Nelson, 26 years of age, is to upgrade to an electric toothbrush.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's actually kind of adorable.
It is. Florida lottery officials release that in a news release because, you got to interview the
Right,
big winners, right?
What you going to do?
Brian says, quote, I'm just looking forward to upgrading to an electric toothbrush and, maybe splurging on a really good pair of flip-flops.
Nice. I want to hang out with this dude.
Don't you love him?
I do.
Absolutely
That's
love him.
amazing.
Hey, take it from a guy who has an electric toothbrush and flip-flops. You're going to be probably disappointed.
Brian and his fiance, which is nice, just recently bought a $20 Gold Rush limited scratch-off ticket at the Quickie Mart in Leesburg. He chose to take his winnings in a one-time lump sum. totaling $795,000.
Wow.
You can buy a doggone nice electric toothbrush
That
for
is
that.
And some pretty
Fantastic.
high-end toothpaste and probably some floss.
Yeah. And somebody that'll brush your teeth for you every day.
So, there you go. Who's up for a little bit of sports action? I know I am too. Brought to you by the hockey headquarters right there in the Sanford Sports Complex on North Hercules. You know, it's weird. I grew up, a hockey guy, a little hockey kid out of the Twin Cities. I really liked hockey. In fact, we had season tickets to the Minnesota North Stars, who, of course, ended up in Dallas. And I kind of lost interest after that because I got a new franchise, the Wild, which I just don't care for at all, mainly due to their just horrible uniforms. They're just ugly. But NHL been around a long time, and you got your standard teams been around forever. Your Red Wings, your Blackhawks, Bruins, Maple Leafs, Rangers, your Ducks and your Canucks. Figure that one out. But I'm getting back into it because there's been a couple new franchises added to the NHL.
Okay.
Picking my interest. For instance, the Arizona Coyotes.
Okay.
Arizona. They're not very good, but there's no ice in Arizona. So.
I was going to say, when
So you
you
really
think of
can't
hockey,
blame
I
them.
think of the desert.
And Las Vegas has really picked its game up recently.
Really?
They've got the Golden Knights now in the NHL. And of course, the Raiders moved over there, brand new stadium, everything else. So take Vegas seriously. But here is my new team. And I have not had an NHL team for years, but now I do. Ladies and gentlemen, brand new to the NHL. It is their inaugural year. The Seattle Kraken.
Oh.
Don't you love that?
Yeah.
As in release the Kraken.
Yeah.
I want to see what their little logo looks like and what their colors are and stuff.
You
I'm gonna have
know,
to
they're
Google
going to
it.
have to pick their game up. Their logo really is just kind of a funky S.
Has nothing to do. Oh, Seattle.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But things change, and I'll be writing a letter because now I'm part of the fan base.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you want to have cool merch.
You know people who can make that logo look good. Your
Yeah.
son could make that look awesome.
So it's all about.
Very cool.
So yeah, when I do sports, it's just going to be about the Seattle Kraken every single
There you go.
time. So that's all we're going to do. So you've been warned. Hey, here's the thing. From the sunny 93.3 news desk, I'm award-winning journalist Dan Farris. Reminding you, if it's news to me. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
In the past year, did you find yourself drinking more often? The stress of the last year had that effect on many people. If you're struggling to get back to normal and get the booze out of your daily routine, there is help. Time4Rehab.com would love to help you find the best option for you. There are many different programs. Time4Rehab.com will do our best to match you up with the program that will work best for your needs. Learn more at Time4Rehab.com. We want to help. Time4Rehab.com. That's Time4Rehab.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Wednesday, October 27th, 2021. U.S. equities continue to drift higher with the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average edging up to set new all-time highs Tuesday. The move was driven by earnings as much as anything else, but consumer confidence figures played a role. Consumer confidence rose unexpectedly by 400 basis points in October, despite mounting headwinds for the economy. What this means for business is that price pass-throughs are being accepted, and the consumer is still asking for more. In terms of S&P 500 earnings, this is very good news indeed. Action will heat up later in the week with reports from many of the big tech names that have been driving the market for the past few years. In addition, Friday's PCE price index promises to add a bit of volatility as well. The consensus is calling for consumer-level inflation to subside, but anecdotal evidence suggests inflation accelerated in October and will continue to accelerate into the end of the year. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.